Welcome to today's Explainer. We're going to be building a literal fortress around your organization today. We are taking the dense and honestly sometimes overwhelming compliance rules found in Regulations 88 through 91 of the Sacco Society's regulations, and we're translating them into a clear, highly practical survival roadmap. So if you're looking to master information security, data preservation, and business continuity, you are in exactly the right place.
Right, let's jump straight into this. Before we unpack the regulations themselves, I want you to take a look at this question. Really think about it for a second. If a fire broke out right now, or your main server just completely tanked, would your Sacco's data actually survive? We're not just talking about an annoying IT headache that you can outsource and forget about. Data loss is an existential threat to your entire Sacco, and, by extension, your members' financial livelihoods. So keep that reality in the back of your mind as we navigate these rules.
Here's our blueprint for today's Explainer. We're looking at the Resilience Blueprint, building a robust MIS, vetting your IT vendors, securing vital records, disaster preparedness plans, and finally, your organization's next steps.
All right, part one, the Resilience Blueprint. This is all about laying the foundation. So looking right at Regulation 88, Sub-Regulation 1, it makes things incredibly clear. Who is responsible for business continuity and data preservation? The Board of Directors. Full stop. It's not something you can just push onto your IT manager's plate and call it a day. The board itself must establish a comprehensive information preservation policy. Accountability starts right at the absolute peak.
Moving on to part two, building a robust MIS, or as I like to call it, the digital brain of your Sacco. It's kind of fascinating how Regulation 88 takes this massive list of MIS requirements and breaks it down. Think of it in three big buckets. First, the member experience. Your system has to seamlessly capture data, manage shares, and let you run flexible member searches. Second is financial accuracy. We're talking real-time general ledger postings, automated loan appraisals, and handling multiple interest calculations, like declining balance or annuity. And finally, operations. It needs to spit out detailed financial statements and let you import or export to Excel and PDF without breaking a sweat. Your digital brain literally needs to be firing on all these cylinders simultaneously. Now, digging into the technical safeguards, the mandates get super specific. Your MIS has to do daily off-site backups or connect straight to a recovery center. And audit trails, they have to be real-time for every single transaction. Absolutely no ghost entries allowed. It also needs to handle both automated and manual data archiving. But here's the real game changer for your operational peace of mind: system rollback capabilities. If a server completely crashes mid-transaction, you need to be able to hit rewind. For your members, these mandates mean accurate balances and zero lost data, no matter what happens in the server room. Of course, the authority knows these systems are incredibly complex, which is why Regulation 88 lets them direct a full MIS audit to hunt for vulnerabilities. If that happens, you've got a strict three-step timeline. Step 1, complete the audit. Step 2, submit a copy of that report to the authority within 30 days. And get this, the regulation explicitly says it must be submitted without any alterations. Total transparency. Then, Step 3, you have to whip up an implementation plan that spells out exactly what actions you're taking, who's responsible for them, and the timeframes to fix any weak spots. Section 3, vetting your IT vendors. Let's talk about the guards holding the keys to your fortress. Listen, Regulation 89 explicitly prohibits you from just hiring an IT vendor because they gave you a slick pitch. You've got to run them through a massive due diligence journey. First, check their legal compliance and professional affiliations. Next, assess their technical capacity and governance structures, like who actually owns the company. Then you verify their financial health, using audited statements so they don't just go bankrupt halfway through your build. And finally, audit their cybersecurity and risk management measures. You need to know for sure that the guards you're hiring won't suddenly collapse and take your Sacco down with them. Okay, part 4, securing vital records. Time to build the vault. The rules here are all about meticulous safeguarding. Physical copies of vital records, stuff like loan agreements and property titles, must be locked away in a safe location. Digitally, all critical information has to be copied to a memory device and locked in a fireproof safe every single week, right alongside weekly off-site backups. And this is my favorite part because it forces pure accountability. You have to keep a strict records log. You track exactly what was stored, where it went, what time it happened, and exactly who handled it. You know, the phrase critical information gets thrown around all the time, so let's look at the actual legal definition in the regulations. It's the bare minimum records required to restore your Sacco's business operations if disaster strikes.
That means member shares, non-withdrawable deposits, loan statements, investments, bank balances, and key financial reports. It's absolutely crucial to understand this because these files are literally the heartbeat of your Sacco. If everything else burns down, this is your starting point to rebuild from scratch. And hi, speaking of things burning down, the regulations don't leave your physical documents up to chance either. Your physical archive has to literally act as a safe room against real-world disasters. By law, it must be protected from rodents, water, and moisture. Plus, it absolutely must be equipped with smoke detectors and fire extinguishers. That brings us to Section 5, Disaster Preparedness Plans. Let's look at your lifeboat. Under Regulation 91, you're mandated to have a written disaster plan. And if you remember our foundation, that plan has to be approved by the board of directors. It's got to tackle your core logistical lifelines. You need pre-identified, fully equipped alternative locations to keep critical operations running. You've got to have reliable standby power backups. Interestingly enough, it also demands a solid security plan specifically designed to protect your premises from robberies and burglaries. Plus, you need clearly defined employee duties and strict intervals for testing the backups and the plan itself. Basically, when panic sets in, your team shouldn't be guessing on the fly. They need to know exactly what to do. And finally, Section 6, your organization's next steps. So, we've mapped out the blueprint, and honestly, getting this right is non-negotiable for the survival of your institution. Compliance is exactly what ensures your continuity, so let's lock in what this actually means for you going forward. I'm going to leave you with a question to really chew on. Take a hard look at your current regulatory setup. Is your Sacco's continuity plan just a massive stack of paperwork sitting in a drawer somewhere, just checking off compliance boxes? Or is it a practiced, resilient, true lifeline ready to protect your members when it matters the absolute most? It's time to start building that fortress today. For specialized consulting on these matters and to see how this roadmap fits your organization, please reach out directly at 010-719-089.